the long grass, there's a leopard in it. So there's a very strong possibility if she was sleeping like that, that I walked within 20 meters of her and I would not have seen the Queen of Djuma. I was staring up into the trees and there she's obviously come down onto the ground. Well, it's a spotty cat day today. Aren't we being spoiled? Leopards and cheetahs. And of course those wonderful big Eddie bulls. And all sorts of interesting little quahos and things with Jamie on quarantine, as well as elephants. Oh. Now, the reason you find leopards quite often at this time of the year, specifically sleeping up in the boughs of marula trees, is due to the fact that there are so many insects around. Now as we get a little bit towards the end of the day, quite a few of the biting flies might have sort of moved off a little bit, but they're still there. You see constant flicking of their ears. So up in the trees there's a little bit more wind that gives them a little bit of respite from all the biting creatures. Hello, Gremlins General. Gremlins General would like to know, will we have a birthday party for the royal family? Well, I suppose, and specifically for Hosana and Shongile. I don't know, Chandra, are we going to have a birthday party?
I like to party.
Chandra likes to party. So on that note, I think maybe we should. Or maybe we won't. I think we might. But Karula is snoozing. So, Gremlins General, of course we're going to have a birthday. We're actually going to do a fireside chat celebrating their young lives. Now, remember, if you want to ask any questions, just like Gremlins General just did, use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. There's one very comfortable looking cat. Now, I'm in two minds. Should we go see if Hosana's up to shenanigans, or should we stick with the very flat leopard print blanket that is lying in the summer grass that is Karula? Why don't you guys decide for me? Should we stick with Karula, or should we carry on down the road a little bit and see if we can find Hosana? Remember, hashtag SafariLive or questions at WildEarthTV. Now, Megan is wondering what has happened to Shongile. I'm sure she's around. Jamie said she was down in a really thick ravine where we can't really get into with the vehicles a bit earlier today. So I'm sure, like Hosana, she's not too far from this area. Karula's obviously taken some time to be away from the kids, and they are getting quite boisterous and they are getting quite big. So a rough and tumble with the kids is something she might avoid a little bit of from time to time. So Final Control thinks I should go look for some birds because Tristan is well in the lead, and I've got my reputation to worry about. Well, what do you see, Chandra? Chandre's seen a bird, but yes, well, I don't really have to worry about my reputation. I like a challenge, so woodlands. We've seen that one already.
Something else.
There's something else Chandra has spotted. But we like a bit of a challenge, so what we want is, I want Tristan to get comfortably ahead, that he's feeling cocky, and then I will just come out and sweep the rug from under his feet. There is something up there. We will keep an eye on it. And I've got a nickname for Tristan. His name is Tristan. I saw a golden pipit once, Dix. So he'll know exactly what that means. He did see one. It's a very rare bird for the Sabi Sands, but I did have a lot of fun with him when he sent me the message saying, "I've seen a golden pipit, I've seen a golden pipit." And I just kept telling him it was a yellow-throated longclaw, and he was confused. Of course, it was a golden pipit. It's a very, very peaceful afternoon here on Djuma at the moment, and lovely sounds as the evening starts setting in. Okay, well, while Karula's flat as a pancake, let's go see what Tristan's up to. And as you guys decided, it is your game drive after all, we're going to go look for Hosana. Blanket in the lovely green grass. There we go. Karula, the picnic blanket. Actually, the more I think about it, I think I walked right past her and she was lying on the ground. She probably watched me walk past her. Hello, Simon. Simon would like to know about the mud on the tree above Queen Karula. Now, judging from its height, there's only one animal that could have done that, and that's an elephant after a mud bath. So it's come to this marula. I think it's placed its bottom on the marula and then rubbed up and down to get rid of any irritating ticks that might have been encased in the mud that it covered itself in. And there are an incredible amount of ticks out at the moment in the grass. As Jandre knows very well, as he is the Bushwalk TV cameraman, him and Steph are constantly covered in ticks. It's still quite humid, and that's probably why Karula hasn't got off and got up on the hunt, but we are hoping that she might. Although, if I had to be a betting man, I would say unless something inadvertently stumbled into her at the moment, she might sleep for quite some time before she gets up and goes hunting tonight. Just trying to listen to what birds we can hear as we pass from day to dark. Now, Chrissy is wondering, do lions get the most sleep out of all the big cats because nothing is hunting them? No, they get the most sleep out of all the big cats because they're the biggest. And it's not because no one's hunting them, it's because being bigger, they have even bigger trouble dispelling heat. So they cannot move around when it's very hot. If the lion's core body temperature raises by just a degree or two, it can actually put their life in danger. So that's why they don't move around so much. So the lions being bigger and having a bigger problem dispelling heat is the reason they get the most sleep. Although Karula's doing a very good job of it this evening. You can just barely make out her belly going up and down. There we go. I think a biting fly got her there. But while we wait to see whether the Queen decides to make a royal march this evening, let's go see how Tristan's up to back on Djuma. Begin her nightly chore of providing Hosana and Shungile with food. There we go, there she is, the queen, after snoozing for most of the day. She's very close to where Jamie left her at the end of the sunrise safari. Having a good scratch. Might head off for a drink. I hope she heads off towards quarantine. That's what it looks like she's going to do. Now, Tamara Bacon, who's a new viewer, would like to know, what is a fireside chat? Tomorrow, you're in for such a treat. It's when all the guides get together and we have a discussion or chat, and in this one it's going to be in the honor of Hosana and Shongile's birthday. But also, and there's some other news that is going to be happening this week, and depending on where you are, it might make you happy, it might make you sad. I think for quite a few of the Safari Live crew, especially the ones in final control, it might make them a little bit happy. We will be going out slightly later in the mornings from the 1st of February. On the 1st of February, we will be going out at 5:30 Central African time, so half an hour later for the sunrise safari. No, Karula, don't go south, or if you do, catch something before you cross the boundary. And for the last few seconds of this sunset safari, goodbye from Jean and myself as Karula walks down Weaver's Nest. And of course, Tristan, I only saw a golden pipit once. Dix, I will have to teach a lesson about birding on the sunrise safari. So from all of us here at Safari Live, have a wonderful rest of your day or evening wherever you are.